Cedar sign up. Shifty work into the box. And across, it's in! Oh, it's Leroux! It's a dream return!
Welcome to Casual FC, an Angel City preview pod. I'm your host, Mario Salazar, with my allergy-stricken co-host right now, Angela Morales. So if you don't know if she's sniffling because
I'm not crying yet. I'm dramatic, but not that dramatic.
All right.
And I have stuff to say.
All right. This is our match preview for Saturday, July 6th, Angel City FC versus the New York Gotham. It's going to be the Olympic send-off for, well, I mean, we're the ones facing U.S. Women National Team 2.0, so it'll be the Olympic send-off for them. It's a home match at BMO Stadium at 7 p.m. It will be broadcast on Ion TV. It'll also be on the radio with iHeartRadio. Listen to Isaac and Tracy, the homies. We love listening. That's how I listened to the last game. And on 1330 Tu Liga Radio, which is the Spanish broadcast. Also, fun little thing that ACFC is doing, it is singles night. Single ready to mingle, check it out. There is a sign up FIVO link, which is like their group sales type link. It's on the ACFC website. We've also shared it on our socials and we'll kind of repost it again. And here's what is going down. Angel City FC and TikTok star Ruba of Ruba's World are joining forces to host the Mix and Match, the most fun, fabulous, and friendly or flirty singles mixer the world has ever seen. Entry to the Mix and Match on July 6th, ahead of the ACFC versus Gotham match, is exclusively a ticket pack purchaser event, as well as season ticket members. Mix and Match ticket packs can be purchased until the match day, July 6th, unless it's sold out. Season ticket members must RSVP by Tuesday, July 2nd. Only the first 200 people to RSVP are guaranteed entry. And to do that, if you are a season ticket member, email your rep and have them send you the sign-up link. It sounds like a pretty cool event. There's going to be a mix and match event. The singles mixer is going to be from 5 to 6:30. And then kickoff will be at 7. So, hey, if you like Angel City and or you just like soccer and you're single and you want to mingle, you've got multiple things already in common with people that are going to be there. Go for it.
And I will say, we do joke about it off air with friends. But if it sells out and you can't get in, just turn your dating apps on. Especially if you are part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Just 1 mile radius, ready, set, go. Every night is Pride Night at BMO.
Oh, that's funny because we don't have any reason to talk about that. And so I'm like, this is the first time I'm hearing this, but makes sense.
Oh, yeah. We're highly encouraging a friend of ours who will most likely be at the game to either sign up or to just turn dating apps on.
You'll definitely
we'll
find
see what
someone.
Happens.
You'll definitely have something in common with someone there. So at least one thing.
Absolutely.
So all of that is going to be happening this Saturday, July 6th at the match.
Yeah. So if any of you end up going, please let us know how it goes, how it was, what happened. I don't know. And just send us fun details. I want the chisme. I always want the chisme. I want other people's chisme. I want none of my own. With that said.
Yes. We had
Chaos
a fun
Award.
Oh, I was just going to go into, we had a fun weekend.
Oh, we did. We had a hell of a weekend.
Angela and I had a crazy weekend. So fun. We ended up going to a concert at the Hollywood Bowl. We bought tickets a long time ago. Did we
before the schedule was released? Like February.
We bought these tickets. It was for the Roots picnic, which was amazing. It was If you were or are into early mid 90s hip hop,
Everything good.
good. The Roots,
If you have
Common,
listened to hip hop, any MCs, any DJs over the last 40 years, you were the target audience.
yes, we had The Roots, Common, Black Sheep, Digital Planets, Queen Latifah came out, and then also
The
brought
whole
out.
reason I wanted to go was because Queen Latifah was on the bill. I have loved Queen Latifah since I was a kid. She performed the Living Single theme song. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone understands how monumental that is.
Arrested Development, Will I Am came out with The Far Side at one
That's who that
point.
was?
You didn't know it was Will I Am?
No, because the people behind me, I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
So
I even made a Black Eyed Peas joke. Oh my God, it's perfect.
yes, that was Will I Am.
Oh man.
Yeah, he filled in for the fourth member of the Far Side. And it was an awesome show at the Bowl. I spent way too much money on alcohol because I did not. Their own website said I couldn't bring alcohol yet. Everybody else brought. I would have brought my own wine, but whatever. It was still a fun night. Eva got me a butt cushion because
Yeah.
I
Because
always
we know what to do.
yeah. I never get the cushion, but okay.
It was worth it.
It was great. And then after that night, we rolled into Pride Match, and you ended up going to the Pride Match. So you,
I went to Pride.
I unfortunately, because of scheduling, did not end up going. I actually
Okay,
went
but
to.
you went to your own Pride.
Yeah, I went to my own Pride. I went to go see the final performance of Strange Loop at the Amundsen Theater, which was an amazing musical. So awesome. My wife and I have tickets, and again, we have these tickets way before the schedule even came out. And rescheduling sometimes is a pain. We decided not to reschedule that one. The show was amazing. We like going into the shows not knowing not fully knowing what the play is about. We have a general idea, but we don't want to look it up. We just want to be surprised. We did not know there was no intermissions as it was going on.
No.
I whispered to Jen. I was like, "Did you want me to get you anything during intermission?" And she's like, "Yeah, ginger ale." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Because I was feeling like, okay, it's about intermission time, and then it kept going, and then I was like, "Wow, this kind of feels like it's wrapping up." Oh, it is wrapping up. Oh, okay. And then it was over. But it was an amazing show. Really heavy subject matter at points, but it was so good. We loved it. So yeah, that's where I was. But you got to experience the match in person.
Yeah. It was all right. I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll talk about it in a second.
Okay.
Take a deep breath, everybody. It's okay. We have some other stuff we got to talk about first.
Yes. All right. Chaos Award. Let's get into that.
Okay. To continue off of last week's Chaos Award, front offices be tripping. Utah
Seriously.
let go of A-Rod, their keeper coach, and the team president on Sunday. Or it was announced on Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah,
I don't even remember. Saturday.
I didn't even see all of that. I just saw that A-Rod was let go, and then you're the one that was like, "Oh no, there was more."
Yeah,
it was like
it
cleaning
was a
house,
whole
essentially.
reorg. And I understand that, but I don't understand doing that to an expansion team where the messaging throughout drafting, signings, everything was building something for the future. Like, you're building your foundation. We're not going to have the best season. We're developing these players. We're putting this team together for the long haul. What did you expect?
Yeah, you don't let go of your coach in the inaugural season. Like, that's
unless it's for cause, which nobody has reason to believe that this was. Like, what?
yeah.
We're in our seats. Richie turns around and goes, A-Rod? I was like, I know. It was bonkers. But aside from that, just general referee shade. And at this point, I don't understand what these people are seeing on the pitch. And I know they're being screwed over by their organization right now. I understand that. But at what point is there a breaking point? Because it didn't even seem like Homeboy, who was the head referee, had any idea of the general soccer rules, not even the more intricate things. And I looked at Eva and I was like, I'm pretty sure between the coaches network that ACFC has developed and everybody in the stands right now, there are more qualified people to officiate this game. I swear there was like two toots in the first half. That's it.
Two toots.
two toots. And like I said, I understand a lot of these folks are getting screwed over. They're not getting paid well. They're not getting the education they need, the experience they need. But why is this just for the women's league? Granted, I did hear that the men's national team game was poorly officiated, but like, why are the women getting the third, fourth, fifth string? Why aren't we considered professional enough to at least have a decent referee? Because at the end of the day, player safety is the most important thing. And I just don't understand. That's all I'm going to say about it. But it's bullshit.
Yes. The refereeing situation has always been complete BS. And there's like a level of you're being screwed over by your organization and you're like, okay, malicious compliance. Like I'm just going to do the bare minimum. But
do you not
even
take
at that
pride
point,
in your work?
No, but even at that point though, bare minimum is still requires you to blow the whistle.
Yes. My mom leaned over and was like,
doesn't even look like.
Yeah. She leaned over and was like, does he know that he's here to referee a game? And I said, genuinely at this point, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was so rough. We got an Uno reverse card from one of the supporter groups. Like a big one was being held up.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do a quick roundabout of scores from around the league. We got another Kansas City win over Houston, 2-0. The Wave lost to Chicago 0-3. Racing lost to Bay 0-1. Spirit lost to the Courage 0-1. Utah and Portland drew 0-0. And then Gotham and Seattle drew also 1-1. Which brings us to our match. ACFC versus Orlando. Ended up with a 0-3. Who scored on the ACFC side? You would have thought, but no. On the Orlando side, we tried. We had Adriana scoring the 20th minute and the 26th minute.
Yeah.
Damn. And then me taking the kids out to dinner and missing the kind of better part of the second half. I was like looking at my phone for updates. I was like, oh, 90th minute. All right. Not much stoppage time. It'll be fine. We lost 2-0, whatever. Then I get a buzz. Barbara Bonda scores.
Okay.
The 90th +6.
But here's the thing with the Bonda goal. When she beat her defender, which was Sarah, but Sarah had been cramping 2 minutes beforehand and stretching out on the pitch. And as she made a turn, she fell. Her leg crumbled underneath her. As it cramped, Charlie horsed, whatever happened, it looked far worse than it was. But yeah, it was deflating, but I think it was more deflating because of the way it looked when Sarah went down. it wasn't just, oh, she got beat.
So,
I was like, oh,
like
shit, she's out.
Yeah, like I told you, because I didn't watch that last bit of it, I didn't watch it live. I saw the replay on social media afterwards, and I was like, ooh, Sarah got beat. She just straight up, she got her pocket picked, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like from the isolated clip. It looks like...
Yeah, it did not look like that in real time.
So from the isolated clip, it looks like a really poor pass backwards. Again, passing back, like not moving the ball forward. For some reason, there was a pass backwards. Sarah goes for the ball. Barbara just straight up picks her pocket on that. And in that movement, there's like a body check. And then Sarah goes down. And then Barbara Bonder's
Megan almost had her, though. Whoa, Megan Reed was so close. I mean,
it was...
Yeah. And I know we talk about passing the ball back. This was the first game where we didn't spend the majority of the game moving the ball backwards. We had two free kicks we got, 3 maybe, went forward, not to the side. So there was a lot of good in this game. It's just difficult when we lose, and it's difficult when you're playing the team that's tied for first place. I don't know what just came out of my mouth, but like Orlando and Kansas City have the exact same record. The only thing that's different is like goals allowed versus goals scored, but their differential's the same. Like,
yeah,
it's stupid.
It all equals out.
Yeah, it's identical. It's wild. But to go over the game, kind of figure stuff out. So I want to first shout out our supporter groups, because that tifo was friggin' dope. It was absolutely beautiful. Awesome. I cried.
Yeah, watching it getting posted on social media was amazing. It looked amazing. It was read beautiful. Really clearly. It looked awesome. And, you know, you gotta love it when we just bust out those giant tifos.
I know.
Like, you know, I will 100%... I'm not bagging on any of the other SGs from around the league when they bust out their tifo, because the whole point of a tifo is about your community coming together. I will definitely look down upon a clearly fabricated printed tifo, something that was just, let me Amazon wish this thing or something.
Yeah,
that's not a tifo. It's
a sign.
Something else. A tifo is a show of support and admiration and love, essentially, from the fans to the players and to the world. And the whole point of the tifos is you do the tifo that you can. You do the tifo that you can afford. You do the tifo that you have the manpower to do. That's what you do. So if you bust out a small flag, and there's tifos called 2 sticks, right? Literally, you put them up on like 2 sticks, like a banner, and those happen a lot too. And even that takes some work, because even those things
you have to coordinate and have the idea.
You know, like it's like a 5x4 or 5x5 type thing. It's still big in person. But damn, that thing was huge.
It is beautiful.
I love it every single time.
Because there was an LAFC game the night before, our supporter groups had to be at the stadium between 3:30 in the morning and 7 to practice the hoisting. So for everyone who was there, for everyone who was part of making that tifo, thank you. It was gorgeous. Job well done.
And for the dedication, our SGs show day in and day out at every game. And the fact that they were there, that I know that they, due to scheduling and stuff like that at BMO, sometimes they're there at stupid hours yet. And there's a lot of stuff that goes along with it, right? They have to secure it onto the netting. They have to practice the pulley system to make sure it's all working. Depending on the type of tifo, if it goes over the stands, it actually has to be approved by the fire marshal. It needs to be fire tested.
There's so much that goes into it.
There's a lot of logistics that go into it, and I will always, hands down, will seeing the praises of those things. They're amazing.
And on
also, Mosaic busted out so if you have, as you look at La Fortaleza and you see a giant rainbow flag made out of bandanas, that is the Mosaic supporters group, and that's one of their that thing is huge. Whenever you person, it's like a 10 by 10 foot.
Yeah, it's full size bandanas.
Yeah, it's huge. And they debuted a bandana trans flag and both of them were flying, and watching those on social media and seeing the people's videos of those things flying was amazing. We messaged Mosaic and told them it looked great.
It looks so good. They were getting arm workouts from what they were saying. So
yeah,
good on you guys. But back to the game. We generally, from start to finish, we looked a lot more cohesive. It looked like everybody read the same book. We were on the same page. There was a generic goal. We were all working towards the same thing. And it was a really positive first half, honestly. Even with the goals we gave up, I did not expect to win this game. Honestly.
No. Came in with at least a tie. I was like, I don't know if we actually said it on the pod or if we said this afterwards, but we're like, a tie is a win on this one.
Absolutely.
A tie, definitely holding them off to a tie would have been a win.
Yeah. And we had chances. It was one of those where no matter where we kicked the ball, their keeper was there. We were making good decisions. We were moving the ball better, all kinds of stuff. And no matter what, she's just chilling. Sup? Duh. Of course I'm here.
Yeah.
I will say, in thinking about the game, I really think we're thinking too much as a team. Everyone's trying to be exactly where they're supposed to be in their areas. I think this is the point of this season where we just got to get weird. We got to get weird. We got to get gritty. We got to make shit up. We got to see what happens. Because what do we have to lose? Genuinely nothing.
Yeah.
And now we don't have to play Kansas City. We don't have to play Orlando. After this weekend, we won't have to play Gotham. We won't have to play Bay. Let me think. I think that's it.
Yeah, for the season.
Okay. Let's just win out. We have the Olympic break, La Liga, like whatever the tournament thing is called. I don't even remember. Just try some shit. That's what we said last year. Just try some stuff. See what happens.
And like I said in the last pod, if we go into that tournament and we end up losing every single one of the initial matches, I won't care as long as there was shit being done. As long as something new was being tried.
Yeah.
None of these games will count towards the normal standings or your playoff position, right? So one, don't get hurt. It's not worth it.
Yep.
And two, try something new. This is your chance. These are your 3 games in the middle of the season to be like, let's see what sticks. If we lose every single one of those, at least we tried and we figured stuff out, and we're like, we're not doing that anymore. That really worked out, like the 5-3-2 setup.
Go back to that. See what happens.
It worked really well when we were at home. It didn't work when we were away.
It was also due to the matchup.
And the short turnaround and everything like that. But I think that you need to give a new system like that some more time, sample size than just 2 matches, right?
Yeah.
Here you go. You got 3 matches. Play around with it.
Yeah.
Please. And I know it's there.
Yeah. And since we record on Monday, it's kind of be like a rewind moment to anyone who saw Sid LaRue's Instagram stories today. She's, as she said, rotting in her pool, just like soaking up the sun on a floaty, floating around. And apparently, after this game, a lot of people were being real shitty. And especially directing it towards Kennedy, Alyssa, Giselle, and She mentioned somebody else and I can't think of it. But they're kids legally still in some cases. And this is their first job. And she was like, would you want someone to come in and talk big shit when they can't do what you do? And
I mean, I've got the quote right here if you want me to read it.
Oh,
out.
yes, please.
Okay. She calls out a person directly, not going to say their tag, but
Oh, yeah.
a lot of players have actually muted our own club's account because of some of our, quote, fans' comments like this. As a grown man and a father from your profile picture, you concern me. Be better. I promise you, you're not doing better than her. And this was on Giselle Thompson's like player of the match post. So the her is Giselle Thompson. She played great. Her numbers were unbelievable. And
Yeah,
yes,
they
we
were.
lost. And yes, we made mistakes. But there are bright spots. And she was one of them. I truly hope you don't talk to your children or your wife the way you do to an 18-year-old, her first year in the league, who has absolutely killed it. Work on yourself and stop projecting your little high school dreams that never worked out.
God, I love Sid.
God.
But overall, that's why we do this podcast. There's so much negativity in fan culture and in responses to players and teams and games. And when we were talking about starting this, I was like, look, they hear it, they see it. I don't want to be those people.
And there's a difference between negativity
Yeah.
and criticism.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I wish I could actually give the quote the right way, but Christine Cupo, she's one of the commentators on the Golazo Network. The main reason I'm referring to her is because I listened to the Cooligans and she's friends of theirs, and so she fills in every now and then. And she was talking about the discourse in women's soccer, where there's a difference between commenting on someone's performance and saying that was not a great performance, they didn't have the best game, they lacked this, they lacked that, or going, she played like shit. It's like, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Right? That is not constructive. That is not specific enough. It's lazy. It's lazy, and it's like, why? And there is a sense of, because I think, if I remember the conversation correctly, I think Christian was saying, like, there's still a sense in, when it comes to a male perspective, talking about women's matches, the better ones, they sometimes try to tiptoe around it because they feel like if they do go and be critical, they'll be looked at as in you're just being sexist. But
there's a
right
to
and a
talk
wrong
about
way.
it.
Yes,
it's not
exactly.
hard.
And that's what she was saying, is that, look, if they didn't have a great match, if they missed big chances, if they completely whiffed the ball, that point to those things and say they need to do better here. There needs to be a better completion. There needs to be a better this and better that. Saying they completely suck because they didn't finish that goal. No, they don't. They're still better than whatever you can do. So
it's
yes.
And it gets worse when your record is not great. And it's honestly, it's abusive and it's stupid and it's completely unnecessary. Like, I was the first person to admit last week that I was frustrated and I was sad and I didn't know how to formulate my words, but I wasn't going to sit here and degrade these women who are working their ass off day in and day out and trying to figure it out. We're frustrated as fans, easily 10 to 100 times more frustrated. They're the ones working towards the goal. We're just trying to help them get there with support. Our job essentially doesn't matter. Their job is the important one here. They're working to figure this out. They're working to make the connections. They're working to hash out whatever's going on. Chill, generally, as a population. But yeah, overall, stop being jerks. It's not hard.
But we were working on some merch that said, don't piss off Sarah Gordon. I think we're going to have to add Sid on this one, or just make a whole don't piss off line of stuff.
Please. Yeah, we're doing that. Absolutely.
Because people just stop being jerks. Also, the thing that I'm saddened that we have to keep repeating and yelling, not so much in the NWSL, but there's the LAFC Galaxy, which is happening this weekend. It's basically, the same goes for the Dodgers Giants. When that match happens and stuff, like, it's a damn game, people. There's absolutely no reason for any violence, for anyone to not be able to go enjoy a game and not come home.
Yeah.
The people on the field are not curing cancer.
Right.
Well, one of them is, right?
Yeah. Michelle Lozia.
Yeah, she's
a cancer researcher, no big deal.
Yeah. But nobody's solving world hunger. Nobody's curing cancer. It's an entertainment. It's a thing. It's a game. People are making money for playing a game with a ball, right? Leave it at that. Put your passion into it. Support these women. Support whatever team you want.
Yeah.
But it's a game. Saying stupid shit like this to... These are people.
Yep.
Just because you don't know them personally does not mean they're not people.
I want to know, would you say that shit to Giselle's face? Would you say that shit to Sid? No? We all know you wouldn't. Does it make me seem, oh, she's such a stan because she's sticking up for players? No, it's bullshit. Regardless, you're an adult.
Yeah.
You're an adult. You should know how to act. And Sid pointed out, are you talking to your wife that way? Are you talking to your kids that way? Because if you are, gross. Yeah. But as a society, we have a disconnect through parasocial relationships and life on the internet and whatever. But like, it is apparently very easy for some people to forget that they're screaming at people. When you tag them, they're see it.
Keyboard warriors,
I have such big feelings about it. Because yes, this happens in the men's game, but you don't have to deal with, in the men's game, there's still racism, there's still sexism, there's still homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, a whole bunch of shit. But you take all of that, multiply it by like 10 to 15, because now you're also doing this to women. So your sexism is like so showing, your ignorance is showing, your stupidity is showing. Like, I don't understand. If you look at women's basketball responses, to this day, you're still getting tweets and comments and everything that just says kitchen.
Yeah.
Gross.
That's BS.
For the time being, at least, we still have a little bit of autonomy left. Let us have it. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to put my soapbox away because I could talk about this for another hour and a half and I'm running on no sleep. So I get big mad real fast.
Okay. So back onto the normal schedule.
Yeah.
Believe me, I was there with you, but yes, we both have to get back onto it. It's in feelings. Post it up on IG stories just like I always do. And I gave a prompt. It was, but like, did we really think we were going to hand Marta and Banda their first loss? Did you at least have fun at Pride? Okay, so that was what I was trying to write.
That's not what he wrote.
I completely effed up. The first part, that's what I wrote. The second part, I don't even remember. It just didn't make sense. And I don't think anybody started replying. Did you at least have fun at the Pride? So that was my bad. I need to read what I post because, I don't know, sometimes I'm trying to get this into a point where it's like everybody's going to have a fresh idea, a fresh take, like right away. I don't want to post this 2 days later and be like, what do you think? Because you might remember like something that happened at the moment. And yeah. So thank you for people that came back and responded. And thank you to all the people that are like character limits are annoying, and I'm just gonna send you multiple messages.
I love those. Those folks are my favorite. Like, I legit did that to my friend today. She was asking for book recs and was like, this went, hold on, I'm just gonna send you a message. And then like a list.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Well, with Zach.
Yeah. So Zach messaged us and said, I think we were expecting their offense to play like their defense. And that allowed for too many freaking chances for them. Or wait, goals. And what's with Bonda fouling Gordon and not foul called? And then Bonda scores. The F? And then 5 periods, Noid. But our Tifo, chef's kiss. We always have fun and pride. Yeah, there were a lot of fouls that weren't called, both sides. More so on Orlando.
Okay, so I will say the one thing about crappy refs is that as long as they're crappy both ways, then you can't get too mad. Except to the point where it starts becoming a player safety thing. But if they're not calling fouls or certain things where you're just letting them play, you're just letting the rhythm of the game keep going. As long as you're doing it evenly for both sides, then
and that's basically what was happening on Sunday. No calls were being called. All right. And then Dustin, my coffee bud, he said, other than that last goal, I feel like we played well. We just lacked finishing. But there was great energy at BMO. That Tifo makes it all worthwhile. And yeah, that's exactly what it was. Jeff agreed with us, intentionally or unintentionally, and said, I thought our win would be a draw, but this was probably our worst offensive game against arguably the best offensive team, some could say, in the league. We gave too much space to Adriana on her first goal, and Curry, although made some great defensive plays, was out of position watching the ball. Ball watching, leaving Adriana open for her brace, which is, she was just out of position. But that second goal, everything was scrambled. So that's what happens. Gordon usually a demon in the back, but Bonda is a bigger demon and just did what she does all season and makes defenders and goalies alike look silly. Which I'm just happy she didn't score multiple goals. And that one barely happened.
We'll say that throughout the game, Sarah was like keeping at Barbara. She was like, not
and she was
today.
Getting clobbered.
Yeah, but it just takes one, right?
Yep. Jeff continued with, Orlando's depth in the attack is just again silly, and we double or focus on one player. 2 more open up with an equal ability to score. Offensively, we're still on the struggle bus. Chances are there, but finishing is a big issue. That's where I think we think too much. Everybody's too far in their head. Not so much the vets. Sid is just, give me the ball and let me kick it. I'm just going to score. But our younger players are still thinking too hard.
I do think though, there's a little bit of that, not to single out Sid, but like with the idea of, like we said last time, like some of our veteran players, like when whatever system was supposed to be going starts breaking down, they turn back to I know what to do mode. And at times what's the phrase? Individual moments of brilliance, right? Like at times that's going to work.
Individual moments of greatness.
Yeah. like that's going to work. But then it's also breaking down the rest of the system. And at times it might just hurt. So, yeah.
Yeah. To finish up what Jeff was saying, Tweed's postgame talked about Orlando's ruthlessness in transition. And it's funny because she says that because it seems through her tactics, we hold midfield, but there's been very little ruthlessness in our buildup, which is interesting. He says that because I felt differently over this last game. We actually had intention. And I think,
Although I was texting you back and forth during at least the first half, and I
don't know how back and forth it was.
Well, yeah, little bit, but I was telling you that the game looked completely different on TV.
Yeah.
I kept pointing out things. You're like, nah, that's not what it
didn't
looks like
feel
here.
the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
didn't feel
weird.
the same. I guess the atmosphere kind of lends to it, but yeah, there was visually a different game on TV than I think
That's
there
interesting.
was in the stadium.
I want to rewatch it now and see. And we can do that now on NWSL Plus. But
it was on NWSL Plus.
Jeff said, it's unfortunately a total team loss, but overall the pride vibe was there and in force. Marketing FC strikes again. Bandanas were great, and the fun was in the stands for the most part of the game. Which, yeah, it was a party. Which, a sold-out Pride Night game? Come on. Of course, we do what we do.
That's what you expect. Or yeah, that's what you at least expect, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, we know that the atmosphere and everything is fun. All right, so to continue on, Ethan. Again, to my first screw up of what I wrote, I was like, "Did you have fun?" I didn't specify pride, but whatever. He's no, but had hope of seeing a team from 2 weeks ago, the 5-3-2 team, with you, Ethan, and then also coming in clutch again, a haiku.
I know.
He said, "Made another haiku. No, it wasn't asked for." I responded to him being like, "They will always be welcome."
Yes. Yeah, Ethan, send haikus just because.
Yeah. All right. Back to bad form now. Thompsons each had good chances. Mm-hmm. Let the players play. I think he's killing it with these haikus. I'm like,
I know, they're great.
It. All right. And then moving on, we have Vero came in after I fixed the post. Vero came in with, of course I had fun in section 227.
We had a blast.
Pride flag.
Vero sits right in front of me, so we're buddies.
Doug comes in with accepting the fact that we'll lose more than we win and just enjoy the people that make the games great. That's another big thing about this, right? Your community that you're building. It's the people in the stands, the people you sit with. Like
and Doug and that his family are X227. They just sit downstairs now. But they're like second family now. Yeah. Doug's family's great.
Alejandra came in with absolutely had a blast at the game. The energy was electric as usual. Had a blast even though taking the L. Kay just responded yes, and then crying faces, like sad faces.
She's gonna kill me, but she was like, "We're gonna win. We're gonna salute. We're gonna have the best time ever." I was like, "Okay, I'm staying. You can shoot up in the sky. I'm gonna stay here on Earth." And then we just texted each other crying emojis during the game.
Man, I need to get on this K group thread here. Oh, we should have a Casual FC group thread. All right.
Oh,
maybe
Lord.
Later.
Oh, WhatsApp. We should. Yeah.
All right, let's think about it. All right. Sharis came in with yes. Expected the loss. Well, yes, to had fun at Pride. Expected the loss and enjoyed seeing Marta and Barbara close up. And then Janthony came in with second half gave me more hope, but we still struggled to finish.
Yeah.
Aaron came in with yes, had fun at the game. I came in with adjusted expectations, and it served me well. Good for you,
I think us
Aaron.
being sad helped people like adjust. Just being like, guys, I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. They've been doing this recently where they'll do score predictions on Reddit. It's not necessarily straight up score predictions, just do you think they'll draw, score, win by 1, win by 2, or lose 2? I answered this one time saying lose by 1, but it was more than that.
Yep.
Jessica came in with had a blast at the game. My fiance and I flew in from the Bay Area that same day.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, Jessica. Like
that's dope.
That's dope. And then just the fact that you listen,
mm-hmm.
it brings me joy. So that just makes this weekend better. And then last but not least, Mirna came in with great fan experience, and our team tried really hard, and it was a good effort.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for responding. Like always, it just makes it more fun. And you don't count out a WhatsApp group. I don't know. I don't know. It might be chaos. Happens. We'll see.
It's always
Okay, so-
chaos.
So going straight into checking out the standings, week that we're going into is going to be match day 16. Everybody has played 15 matches up until this point, so we are definitely not in the playoff picture at the moment, but the lower half still stays as a kind of clumped group. After match day 15, everybody that's above their line at the moment is Current, Pride, Spirit, Gotham, Portland, Courage, Chicago, and Bay. They still have not drawn a match. They've either won or lost.
It's wild.
It's wild. And then the other crazy fact is the fact that Kansas City and Orlando are both tied on 35 points. Both have a 10-5-0 record, and both have a plus 19 goal differential. They are the next matchup.
Watch that game.
It's gonna be KC versus Orlando.
Yeah.
So watch that game. There might be a new dog on top.
I think Orlando takes it.
Before the break, or they might draw and it'll stay the same. I don't know, but
I think Orlando takes it.
Yeah. Maybe.
On defense.
I don't know. I don't think I could choose. Currently, we are on 11th place with still on 15 points. We didn't move anywhere. Tied with the San Diego Wave on 15 points, but they are actually in 10th place because they have a better goal differential than us. So that's where we are with our standings. Let's check out our next match.
All right.
Versus the Gotham.
We play Gotham on Saturday at BMO. We need to use this week to really figure out our attacking third, because we're getting it there a hell of a lot more. We're just not finishing, which needs to happen. Just plain and simple. A couple players on Gotham I wanted to spotlight, given the national team of it all, I'm going to start with Rose Lavelle, number 16. She's a midfielder. She's so weird and she's so silly, and I love her so much. I love that someone who's very outwardly weird has been allowed to just be herself and be true to that. And fans give her fan art of her and her dog, Wilma. She gets like hand-painted portraits from people. It's just freaking great. When Pino retired, her caption on Instagram was like, "There's no 16 without 15." And that made me cry. So there's that. She's also a freaking goal scoring machine. She's technically a midfielder, but she's just going to hurt your feelings regardless. This is also like almost a Olympic hype moment, but professionally in the NWSL, she's had 11 goals over 7 years. On the national team, she's a 24 over the same period. Thank you. And 100 caps, which is wild. So 1 goal every 4 games. There was a minute where she was just scoring like crazy. One of my favorite things that she does is every year she retweets or reposts the anniversary of the time her sister got chased by a dog. And it's 10 years, 11 years since, 12 years since, and it's great. Oh yeah. Like today, July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day because he still gets his $1 million paycheck from the MLB or from whatever team for 11 more years. Like, it's that kind of weird sports knowledge that I love. So
that's gonna be Shohei when he's done.
Yeah, that's basically, he deferred a whole bunch, gets $1 million payout every year. Okay, $1 million when he was playing too was a lot of money. Translates different, but yeah, that's Rose Lavelle. She's really pale. She's great.
She usually has a big ass.
She's got a pre-rep headband. Yeah. But you know her. If you don't know her, I don't understand. You're new. But that's it. She's super crafty. She's also very good at being at the right place at the wrong time for the other team. We've been a victim to that.
What a way to say it.
Yeah. She's in the right place at the wrong time for the other team. But That's Rose. That's all. Quick and dirty for Roosevelt. We've got Sonnet as well, who's now on Gotham, which is wild. She is number 6. She's a defensive midfielder. She's played everywhere on the pitch, truly. She does have a first name. It's Emily. But if you've been following the national team in women's soccer for longer than a year, nobody calls her that. That's Sonnet. If you listen to Sam Mewis's podcast, she talks about Sonnet. I saw something with, oh, Emily, this and this. I was like, who is that? Who is Emily? I don't know her. But the cool thing with Sonnet is that she's actually one of 4 players who have played on the national team who are twins. So it's Sonnet, Alyssa Nair, Aubrey Kingsbury, and Megan Rapinoe. All twins.
Rapinoe's a twin?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Yeah,
no.
her sister also
Well,
played.
I mean, I didn't know any of them were twins, but still.
Yeah, Pino's a twin.
Rapinoe being Rapinoe.
Yeah.
It's more surprising. It's like the first time I learned that Julie Ehrman had a twin. It freaked me out because I saw her sister walking out in the fan fest.
Are they twins or do
saw...
they just look alike?
No, they're twins.
Oh, okay.
Or, okay, I'm going to say they're twins. I don't honestly, like,
I think there's like a 1 year difference, but like they may as well be twins.
They may as well be. Like, because I saw her sister walking in a fan fest, maybe year 1, and then I turn around and I see Julie giving an interview. It freaked me out.
Yep. It took me like 3 games to be like, wait a second. And it was only because I saw them standing next to each other. But yeah, twins are wild. Sonnet is a fantastic defender. She was a Defender of the Year finalist in 2018. Her first professional goal was the year before in 2017 when she was on the Thorns. She scored to level the game at 4 in the semifinals against Western New York Flash. And this is a game I recommend any NWSL fan watch. If you were not a fan back then, find it on YouTube. Even if you were, shoot, watch it again. Eva made me sit down and watch it, and I was like, this game is insane. It's just...
Wasn't the NWSL Plus supposed to, like, bring a bunch of archive games to the service?
I think over the last couple seasons, but not like the Go 90 and YouTube era and Lifetime era.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But go watch that game. It's the semifinal between Western New York Flash and Portland. It's one of those like star-studded situations. The rosters are stacked. There's just goals. It's so good. Funny thing about Sonnet is that she was on the Pride for roughly 8 months. She got signed there in January, posted about it in March 3rd, because I just looked it up. And then COVID hit. And then the Pride had to, what's the word when you take yourself out of something?
Recuse yourself?
What?
Recuse yourself?
I guess they had to recuse due to everyone being sick. So she never played for the Pride aside from they had her rights for a year. But from there, she's bounced around a bit. And now she was on the Thorns, the Pride, the Reign, the Spirit, and now Gotham. And then a couple international teams in between. Also weird. She's silly. She's super funny. She's a big locker room presence. And I think people forget that if you don't have people who are cracking jokes on your team, it gets too serious. And it gets weird in a bad way.
You need to have fun.
Yeah.
You need to have fun with what you're doing. It's the same thing at work. Don't take your work too seriously. Unless, again, you are the cancer researcher trying to cure cancer. But even still,
you can have fun at work. But
yeah.
No, Sonnet is just, I just want to be her friend. That's really what this is. Both her and Rose. Let me be her friend. And the person I'm going to talk to for Angel City, I also want to be her friend. Holla. Yeah. Rose and Sonnet are just great. They're
Yeah,
hard to miss. They're on the national team still. You know who they are. Yeah, that's Gotham. They're real good.
All right, so to recap for everybody else, Rose Lavelle is number 16, midfielder, and Emily Sonnet, or just Sonnet, will be number 6. She's also a midfielder, would be playing a little bit more of a defensive mid. And on to ACFC, and if she wants to be our friend, yeah, we don't talk shit.
I talk shit. I just know how to do it right.
That kind of shit. We're not assholes.
The one, the only, Sydney LaRue. We've talked about her a bunch on the pod tonight, on other episodes, whatever. Sid wears number 2. She's a forward. She's a boss. She has a dog, little tiny itty bitty little tiny dog named Chicken. She's just cool. Everybody I talked about tonight, I just want to talk about cool people. If we rewind to like early NWSL days, she's actually one of the players that has been pretty much in the league since its inception. She had some time off for pregnancy, but I don't discount that. I don't say, oh, like she didn't play this season. Oh, she was pregnant.
Yeah, she was part of the league.
She's still in the league. Exactly. The really cool thing. She scored the NWSL's first hat trick. I went deep into the archives.
You went, yeah, because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Even didn't know it. So Sid is just so cool.
You
She's
stumped Eva?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
The queen of NWSL lore. I stumped her. Sid is Canadian American and still has her dual citizenship, but was allowed to say, no, I don't want to play for Canada and play for the US, which was dope. She went to UCLA. She had 57 goals across her career at UCLA. She had 77 caps for the U.S. national team. Won a World Cup or 2. No big deal. Whatevs.
No big deal.
Just part of this. I don't know. It's a toss-up depending how old you are. Whether it's the 99ers or the 2019 team is the most famous team in your lifetime. But just freaking great. She scored 35 goals for the national team throughout her career there. She has now solidified her place in the top 10 goal scorers in the NWSL all time. A couple games ago, she squeaked in, was tied with Carly Lloyd, has since scored 2 or 3 more goals. So she's climbed a little bit. She's just killing it. I think she's tied with Dabinia right now. So I think the next goal she scored, I think they're just going to flip-flop until Sid retires. And then last but not least, everybody knows what happened last season. Big bike Sid.
That beautiful 5-goal game.
Yeah. If you didn't know, we do have a Angel City used bicycle shirt. It looks like it's a cyclist shop. We got a big bike on the back. All about Sid. It's great.
Looks like a hipster bike shop.
It totally does. I've gotten so many people be like, oh, where's that shop located? I'm like, it's not. It's BMO. It's about soccer. Like, I get so nervous because I'm just like, oh no, the bike people are talking to me. But yeah, if you want to get yourself a Sid shirt, head over to casualfc.com and check out the merch. It's there somewhere. Comes in gray and like this really cool cream. It's a great shirt. That's it. That's all I got. I'm remaining positive. What happens the rest of the season? I just want us to get weird.
Yeah. So our record with Gotham right now, as it stands, is 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses. But you know what? We can always turn that around. Yep. We can possibly make that another notch in the win or the draw column.
Yeah, I don't care which one. Just make one of those ones a 2. That's it.
Yeah. Stop with the L's. Let's get at least a point out of that.
Yeah. So with all that said, this is our last regular NWSL season episode for a hot minute. Because, as we've previewed, we're going to talk about the Olympics. We got some Olympic footy coverage from us. We're going to have some dope-ass special guests, some TikTok superstars, some WOSO household names. And if they're not, they better be. So yeah, I'm super pumped. Does it mean I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning? Yeah. And you know what? I'm pumped.
Yeah. And we'll do it. We're making it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for all of those things that will be coming out during this Olympic break. And I wanted to give out a special shout out to a member of one of the SGs the SG that we're a part of, Ashley Marie Lewis. She is a day one ACFC fan from Ohio. She actually flew out for the very first home game at BMO, or Bank of California Stadium at that point. But she flew out with her mom from Ohio to come to the first match. She's been a supporter ever since day one. She is also a recording artist, and I chat with her on our Slack every now and then. And about a year ago, maybe it was last year, there was this opportunity where she might have been able to get to do something with the team. Kind of didn't come to fruition. Things happen, whatever. And this year I saw a post about ACFC looking for artists or for just people, right? And I sent it to her and I was like, hey, sign up. They just posted this. You should sign up. Lo and behold, she will be singing the national anthem at this match. Big congratulations to Ashley. She's flying out here. She's going to be doing that. She said, hopefully, depending on how the schedule runs, she'll be doing sound check. And then she actually gets to come out to the tailgate and meet people that she's basically only met online or from that very first match. Can't wait to hear you singing your heart out in BMO, and it'll be amazing. Congratulations, Ashley.
Yeah, absolutely. So as this regular season first half wraps up, as the Olympic break happens, the summer transfer window is opening up in August. So we go Olympics, transfer window. I feel like Storm from X-Men. I summon the wind. I want to just summon all of the good soccer vibes, transfer vibes, strikers and midfielders, and maybe a center back. I don't know.
Yeah. Look,
please come help.
We have 2 spots. we can use some help. The thing is, we can use some help as long as it fits and it gels. There's no point in going out and spending a bunch of money on a player that is just gonna not fit. So
right. So fingers crossed for good stuff.
Yeah. Let's hope this brings us something good and something good for the end of the season.
There are a lot of folks
one last time
who are about to be free agents. A lot of big names. Let's hope one of them lands.
Yeah. All right. Last time, as a reminder, next match is going to be Saturday, July 6th, Angel City FC versus Gotham. It's the Olympic send-off for that entire U.S. Women's National Team 2.0. It's going to be a home game at BMO, 7 p.m. It's going to be streaming on Ion TV, and you can listen to Isaac and Tracy give you the best experience at home through iHeartRadio, and also on 13:30 a.m. through Liga Radio for the Spanish broadcast. And it's singles night, so all the info we gave you at the top, plus any of the posts that we'll end up throwing up on there. If you're single and ready to mingle, go check it out.
All right, so if you've landed this deep in this podcast and you stuck around this long, means you
went through the soapboxes and everything like that.
Hopefully that means you like what you heard and that you've already subscribed. But if you have not, and you still need to subscribe wherever you're listening, and or check out casualfc.com for all the podcast links on all the different platforms. The best ways to support the pod are to share, comment on anything we post or on an episode, just general overall engagement. The more you interact with us, the more fun we get to have, the more stuff we get to do, the more people see our stuff, all that good stuff. You know how social media works. It's bonkers. Nobody knows how social media works, but you get the general idea. If you are looking to pick up some merch, make sure you go to shop.casualfc.com. We've got some more ideas coming up. We're going to try and get some stuff out, hopefully, over the Olympic break. At least those don't talk shit shirts. All right, everybody. If you feel so inclined and you want to help us out monetarily, you can always go to the link in our bio to buy us a coffee. Or you can go to buymeacoffee.com/casualfcpod and throw us some change, whatever you like.
Change our way.
Yeah. Follow us on social media at casualfcpod on all the major platforms, but it's really only Instagram. We're too old for this. Make sure you tell a friend about the pod. Those girls need all the well wishes and hope that we can give them. So the more you give us, the more you give them. It brings good luck. We all need it right now, collectively as a society. So just be nice to each other. Stop being jerks on the internet. I'll see you at BMO. Come say hi.
Yep, come say hi. And keep an eye out. There might be a giveaway during the Olympic break. Ooh. So have fun, everyone.
All right.
See you at BMO.
All right. Saturday? Whatever. See you soon.
Saturday. Bye.